Hey guys, it's Corey with another 2D tutorial. Today I'm going to show you really quickly the pre-made shapes, the shape tools. I don't want to make brain surgery out of it because it's not. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. If you move about 7 tools down on the left, you have the shape tool. Illustrator has some pre-made options in here for you for rectangles and ellipses and multiple-sided polygons and stars and stuff like that. So let's just go through and look at it. I'll give you a little tip on some button presses to help you better use those tools. So the first one's the rectangle tool. It's pretty obvious what that does. It draws out rectangles and squares, four-sided objects. So you can draw out a rectangle. If you hit and hold the Alt key, you can draw those shapes from the center point, which is really handy in a lot of cases. You'll notice that the default is to draw from wherever you click, which is useful at times too as well. So you just have to use that in the best way possible for your situation. So again, the Alt key, if you hit and hold the Alt key while you're drawing out, you're drawing from the center point. The next tool is the round rectangle tool, round corner rectangle tool. That gives you the option to have round corners on your rectangles. I almost hardly ever use this because you've got the option to, in Illustrator, to use the stylize and the effects menu to add round corners, and it gives you a little more flexibility. Once you draw out a rounded corner rectangle here, you're pretty much stuck with that radius on the corner. So I like to use in the effects, the round corner effect, and then you have the option to adjust those radii, I guess would be the word, at a later date. The next tool is the ellipse tool, and this gives you the option to draw out ovals and circles and all kinds of stuff like that. Kind of like the rectangle tool. If you hit and hold the Alt key, you'll start drawing from the center, dead center of that object. If you hit and hold the Shift key, you can drag out perfect circles that way. And I guess I forgot to mention on the rectangle tool, if you hit and hold the Shift key, you draw out perfect squares with the rectangle tool. So Shift key will keep things perfect, perfect circle, perfect square. Holding down the Alt key will draw those shapes from the center of the shape as opposed to wherever you click. The next tool here is the multiple side polygon tool. 5 sides or more. 3 sides, I guess it's actually any any number of sides you want there. So if you click and drag, you're always going to be drawing from the center of the shape with this tool, so the Alt key is irrelevant with this tool. As long as you're still holding down your mouse key when you're drawing it out, though, if you use the the arrow pad, the up and down arrows, you can add sides or subtract sides. There's a triangle, perfect triangle. Click the up arrow to add a side, add another side, add another side, add another side, or the down arrow to subtract those sides. Okay, that is the polygon tool, and again, you'll always be drawing from the center with that tool anyway. The next tool is the star tool, and whoa, what happened there? I've already been messing around with the star tool before I started the tutorial, and you can change the number of points of the star the same way with the up and down arrow keys to add as many points of the star as you want. So there's the typical Illustrator star. If you hit and hold the Shift key, it'll keep your points straight up and down. You're always drawing from the center of the shape with this tool too. Something cool with this tool is if you hit and hold the Alt key, it will straighten out into a more traditional star than the standard Illustrator star is what I call it. So it'll straighten out those sides. If you hit and hold the Command key on a Mac, you can shorten the points of the star, or you can elongate them into whatever you want. So better illustrated, let's shrink that star down. I'm still holding the mouse key down when I'm drawing, by the way, to do all of this. So there's multiple points on the star. You hit and hold the command key on a Mac, you can pull out into really, really tiny little pieces, or you can shrink them down into short little nubbies. This is good for like making badges and that kind of stuff. And there is that tool. The last one is the flare tool. Honestly, I don't hardly ever use this. I don't find it really beneficial for much of the artwork that I'm ever involved in making, but there is a flare tool. It kind of gives you the similar flare effect that you would use in Photoshop and stuff like that. Honestly, I would have to research that tool a little bit more to give you more detail on it if you needed more detail on it. Like I said, I don't use it often. I don't find it a whole lot helpful. It's kind of cheesy, but it's there if you want to use it. So again, there's the shape tool palette, shape tools. Quick rundown. It's not brain surgery. Just kind of tinker with it. Try some different key presses via the Alt key and the Command key and your up and down arrow keys, and see what you discover. But that should be a basic rundown of those shape tools for you. So thanks for watching, guys.